Hello guys. I think you're live. I think you're live. So if you can hear me, please comment, leave a comment in the comment section or where we get started. While I try to share this live across various communities. If you can hear me, please leave a comment, guys. If you can hear me, leave a comment in the comment section while we wait for others to join. Leave a comment if you can hear me, guys. So let me confirm if you're live. Season's greetings, everyone. It's been a while we had a live session. So if you can hear me, please leave a comment so I confirm that you can hear me. And then while I try to share this video in my various communities. So leave a comment if you can hear me, guys. While I try to share this live session across various communities. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Okay, Andrew. Amazing, Andrew. Amazing, amazing. So just give me a moment. Let me share this live session. Before we get started, I also love to know where you guys are your location. Hi, Lawrence. Hi, Lawrence. How you doing? How is the season going? So let me know in the comment section where you're joining. Let me know where you're joining. I'm also going to be dropping a link so you can come on stage and also ask your questions. A lot of questions I'm going to be answering in this live session, talking about opportunities for 2026 as well, and then how 2025 falls. You have to do a review of how 2025 performed and learn from 2025 for us to be able to make profitable investment in 2026. Okay, you're joining from Lagos. Good to have you, Andrew. I need to know where are you joining from? Hi, GPH, FCT. Good to have you. Good to have you on the live session. From PH, Kelechi from PH. Good to have you, Kelechi. Good to have you. So I just want to share this live session across my various communities. Joining from Owerri. Oh, amazing town. I was once in Owerri, right? So okay. So give me a moment. Let me share this live session. I have to share the live session. I'm also going to be dropping a link you can use to come on live and get to ask your questions. So just give me a brief moment. Let me share this live. So meanwhile, while I try to share the live session, I would also love to know, you know, how has 2025, how has the year 2025 been so far? I mean, this is the last day of 2025. For me, 2025 has been an amazing year for me personally. So I would love to know how has it been for you? How has 2025 been for you? And it's very, very important that you also like this video. Very important to like the video, guys. Very, very important. Uh, how has the 2025 been basically? How has the 2025 been, guys? Hi, Yemi. Good to have you on this live session. California. It's good to have you. Trying to share this live across my various communities. So give me a second. Let me just share it. When we get started, I have a lot of questions that I need to answer this live session. 2025, I have a video that will be coming out soon on the opportunities I'm seeing, and then where me reviewing 2025 basically. Right? So you also want to be on the lookout for that video. Meanwhile, let me just give me a moment to share this video across my various communities. Give me a brief moment. Let me share last piece. Okay. So I'm about to get started. It's good to have you, JJ. Good to have you, JJ. Good to have you. So I would first of all love to give a brief rundown of 2025. I mean, 2025 started off a little bit slow and steady. The market didn't just take off. The Nigerian stock market didn't really like take off in the earlier. It took off in the earlier part of the year, but I will not say it took off precisely in January. I think in January the market was pretty much flat. I mean, there are some level of growth in the on the NGX in the earlier part of 2025 in January. But I think that after March, that was when everything started, when investors started to have like a clear picture of the market and how companies are turning things around. And during the course of the year, around April and then mid 2025, we saw the market take off. Lots of Nigerian companies. It's good to have you, Pascal. Good to have you. Good to have you, JJ from Ogun State. So lots of Nigerian companies were posting turnarounds. The markets, started taking off. People started buying into companies that were, doing a lot of turnarounds. And the major reason for that was FX. I mean, many investors are looking out for FX. But yeah, inflation is a problem here in Nigeria. But I believe that the major issue for most investors in Nigeria is not necessarily only inflation. I think one of the key things many investors in Nigeria are looking out for is currency devaluation, because we as Nigerians, we import a lot, right? And currency devaluation is one key thing Nigerians look out for when they are trying to make investments. And this investment beats the dollar when the dollar appreciates, right? So 2025, the currency, the FX market was pretty much not volatile. It was pretty much stable, right? Could even increase. It was pretty much stable. Um, so investors are able to like properly plan the kind of entries they want to make in the market. When it comes to interest rate did not really cut interest rates this year. I mean, it has been pretty much stable as well. So I think that many investors also found good returns when it comes to investing in government-backed um, securities like FGM bond and treasury bills, right? So it's actually a wonderful thing that even with the high interest rates in Nigeria, the equities market performed very, very well. Because just think about it for a moment. Many investors are able to get good returns when they invest in commercial papers, government-backed securities. They're able to get solid returns. But even with those solid returns that are safe, because any security that is the government is backing is 99.9% safe, right? But even with all that safety, the equities market performed very, very well. Lots of opportunities in the market. And now, due to the bullish run the equities market experienced in 2025, which we are rounding up today, many stocks became overvalued. We see companies that have not really, done exceedingly well or even done any turnaround. They are being priced at a crazy price. For example, there's this company that they just delisted from the NGX. I think it's ASO Savings and Loans. ASO Savings and Loans, if you did your fundamental research around the company, you would want to avoid it. But in a bull market, people don't really care about if a company is fundamentally strong. What they care about is profit, right? And I mean, many people got caught in that fire. Many people that invested in ASO Savings and Loans, I look forward to how their situation is going to be handled and if the company can actually do a turnaround, right? So, where in a bull run, you want to be very, very careful in the kind of assets you invest in. There are some assets that you want to exit quick, where there are some assets you want to hold for the long run, even with all the bull run and all the hype, right? So 2026, what are we looking out for in 2026? I mean, 2026, I think many analysts are predicting that interest rates is going to get cut in 2026. And if interest rate gets cut in 2026, it could mean we could still see more bullish on in the equities market, right? Because I mean, most of the money that is going to government-backed securities, which are pretty much safe, they will now start coming into the equities market to find better returns, and then we still see the market grow. Good evening, Mr. Chris. It's good to have you here. One of my top subscribers, one of the most engaging people on the channel. We always love to leave a comment, so I really appreciate your support, Mr. Chris. So yeah, 2026 we could still see a more bullish run in the market because if CBN cuts interest rates, there are high chances that most of these institutional investors will want to come back to the equities market to find good returns. Now, when I did my research, basically, I also figured out that for some people that that are scared to pick individual stocks, when I did there's a video I dropped recently on mutual funds. I figured out that if you had invested in mutual funds, equity mutual funds to be precise, and not money market fund and the rest of them, in Nigeria, you would have literally beat inflation, right? You would have literally performed very well because most mutual funds in Nigeria did wonderfully well back in 2025. Now, can that momentum continue in 2026? I hope so. I believe so. Dangote is saying that he's going to list in 2026. If Dangote is going to list in 2026, it could even bring in more foreign investors into the market. And if foreign investors come into the market, it's a huge boost for investors that are already positioned in different assets in the market, right? We also have seen the recent news of our uncle Otedola exit his position in Geregu. That's a very interesting news for him to exit at that price. I think when if you do he exited at around 750 million USD. If you do the calculations based on the number of shares that he had, I think you figure out that he sold his stake at Geregu at around. I'm yet to do my calculations. I saw it online. They said he sold his stake at Geregu at around 500 and something naira. So does this mean that Geregu is overpriced? I don't think so. But I think that based on the quantity of sale of shares he wants to sell, I think because we don't really have many institutional investors in Nigeria, I think that was a bargain, and I think that was a fair price. Do you have yeah, I just saw Apel's listing. Yes. So based off his sale, he made profits. I heard that he made over 270 million dollars profit from that sale, right? And to be honest, even we as retail investors, seeing that kind of return for someone like Otedola, it gives us the ability to think what can be achieved in this market. And honestly speaking, I think the Nigerian market is yet to reach its full potential. One of the things I've been seeing people say is, what if the market crash? What if what happened in 2008 happens again? Honestly, I really do think and believe with all my heart that market crash always happens, right? But I believe that with the kind of growth we have seen so far, not just in Nigeria, but in the US as well, any market crash that is going to happen, I don't think it's going to be as devastating as it used to be in the past. That's my own mindset, especially here in Nigeria, because um, when it comes to innovation, technology wise, they are seeing that in the market. There is more transparency in the market. The Nigerian market is now moving from T3 to T2, meaning that if you perform a transaction, it's going to be executed and everything done in 2 days' time. And they are saying that it could be that it's the Nigerian equities market could move from being a T2 market to being a Taiwan market, in the sense that if you sell a stock today, everything is going to reflect today, and it's going to be very, very wonderful. It's going to help in the growth of the equities market. Now, talking about sectors that I am seeing opportunities, I mean, like I've said earlier in this during the course of this live session, I have a video that I'll be dropping where I do like a deep dive into how the market performed in 2025 and the kind of stocks I'm looking forward to positioning myself in 2026, right? But sector wise, I'm seeing a lot of opportunities in the consumer goods sector, right? There are still some naysayers saying because one of the biggest fears for most investors in Nigeria currently is the CGT, which is the capital gain tax, and then the political season which we are entering. I think these are the two biggest fears for investors heading into 2026. Many people are saying that if interest rates will cut and then the naira against the dollar is going to stabilize. But there are still fears that with political season coming, that it could change most of these projections that analysts are predicting for the market. Because all of us have already understand, all of us already know what happens in Nigeria once political season is coming. People start spending politicians start spending careless, right? They start executing kind of like spend. There's going to be a lot of money in the economy, and this can actually still make inflation to rise back again. So these are some of the things that could still scatter some of the plans that we as investors have ahead of 2026. But again, I've also factored that in some of the sectors I'm looking at. For example, I'm also looking at the manufacturing sector. There's this. You already know that when it's political seasons like this, they start giving out contracts carelessly, right? So you want to start looking for companies that could benefit from government spending, and that's the simple truth. If people say Nigeria is a capitalist-driven economy, I will not say Nigeria is not a capitalist-driven economy, but I will still say that to an extent, Nigeria is still a little bit of a government-driven economy to an extent, right? In the sense that most of the big spenders in the country are people that are affiliated with the government. So as we're entering the political season, we want to be thinking about businesses, sectors that are going to be patronized by the government. And I'm looking at the likes of Dangote Cement, Kwa Cement, WAPCO, and the rest of them, right? Lafarge. These are companies that I think could benefit from government spending. And then one of the things I'm putting into my head when looking at companies or businesses that could benefit from this is, okay, what is the best risk to reward? what's the best risk to reward? Which company would I put my money that, based off the risk that will happen in 2026, that can give me the best possible outcome, right? That's something I'm factoring in. But aside from that, I also try my best not to overanalyze, because one of the things I figured out is in this 2025, yes, it's because of we're in the bull run to an extent. I totally agree, right? But sometimes when you overanalyze a particular stock, you end up having paralysis, in the sense that you be scared to even invest because you think that it's overpriced. And sometimes that cannot be good. For example, if I had overanalyzed what they call them, Ella leaks, the truth is that I will not even call that stock. But at the end of the day, sometimes you have to just forget about overanalyzing. You just need to trust your instinct as an investor. I trusted my gut in the sense that I looked at Presco, I looked at Okomo Oil, I looked at the situation of the market and in a bull run. If Presco and Okomo Oil can do these numbers, and these guys are saying that they are trying to turn things around, and then this is their CEO that's currently running the business, has experience when it comes to raising capital and the PE space. I mean, I want to bet on this company, right? So I did not necessarily start over analyzing and start saying, oh, this company has not been making revenue, they have not been making profit, I want to invest in them. I'm not saying you should not analyze, don't get me wrong. I believe in doing your research. I believe 100% in that. But I also believe in that there are some times that it's not about over analyzing. You just need to trust your gut. If your gut say this stock is a good stock, I know that it's looking overpriced, but I know that maybe they're not making money. But I think that the sector they're operating is a wonderful sector that they could turn things around. My brother, my sister, I think that you should trust your gut and go for it. But as you're trusting your gut, it's very, very important that you don't risk something that could affect you. And again, one of the pleasures that is now on me as someone who now calls stocks once in a while is, I mean, there are many people that follow me to an extent. I'm not the biggest finance creator, but I mean, people still listen to me and some of the calls I make. So I try to be careful with some of the stocks I call, because you don't know who is watching your video, right? You could make a call and somebody can carry their house rent and go and put in that stock, and they end up losing the money, because I mean, it's the market. All I have to do is to do my research and make a call, but you don't know who is investing, right? So it's very, very important. In fact, nowadays I try to be very, very careful and try my best to do very in-depth research before I make any call, because of you don't know who's watching. But yeah, that's just it, guys. I'm going to be going into Q&A in a moment, and some of you that are joining live can actually join live here and answer some and ask your questions, and then we get to have conversations. I don't really like staying here and talking and being as if I know it all. I don't really know it all. There are some people that are also actually listening that also have knowledge, and I like to, as I'm here, I like to learn from the audience and also answer questions as well. So I'm going to be dropping a link that you can use to join this live session. If you have any questions, you ask. If you have anything you have to say about your portfolio, how the market has performed for you this year, uh, you can get to also engage as well. Okay. Where so Mr. Yemi asks, where don't we have lots of people in Nigeria instead of the agonies of stock picking? Okay, Mr. Yemi, your question is not clear. You're saying, is it why or where? Okay, why? Also. So again, like I said, the Nigerian market is not will I say big like the US market. The US market is very, very big. In Nigeria, we have around, I think around 128 to around 140 securities on the exchange. I think the maximum is 151. I cannot really place my head on the actual figures. But the point I'm making is that the market is not big. So you cannot have lots of ETF since the market is still small. I mean, the truth is that in every growing economy, by right, the stock market is supposed to be almost equivalent to the GDP. It's supposed to be almost equivalent to the GDP. But in Nigeria here, if you do your calculations well, you see that the informal sector is what is even driving the Nigerian economy, not the formal sector. So there are lots of businesses that need to go public in Nigeria, and that's why we have few ETF, because we have few companies that are listed. So that's my answer to your question. Give me a moment. I'm going to be dropping a link that you can use to join up here live. And for those asking me which stock, what do I think about Macro and the rest of them, um, that might be in the ending part of the call that I might start answering those kind of questions. But for now, I'm going to be going over some questions that was asked in a link I dropped in my Telegram channel, and answering some of the questions that people ask. You're most welcome, Mr. Yemi. I hope that answered your question. So I'm going to be going over some questions here, guys. Give me a moment. So I'm going to start off with the first question that was asked. Um, Let me see if I can share my screen. Let me see if I can share my screen. Okay. So guys, let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Uh, let me know in the comment section if you can see my screen. And please, as you're watching and listening, please do well to smash the like button, guys. It's very important. So this video can be pushed out to more people. If possible, share the video to anybody you think that will benefit from our conversation in this live session. Let me know if you can see my screen, guys. Let me know if you can see my screen, and please like the video. Leave a comment if you can see my screen. Okay, you can see my screen. Awesome. So, the first question is, please talk elaborately on the Naira Eurobond. I need to understand how it works. So, Eurobond, how will I explain it now? This is the first question, actually. Give me a second. So, I'll stop sharing just in case. Okay. So, Eurobonds, can you hear me? What should you advise? Can you guys hear me? So, answering that question, guys, I hope you guys can hear me. So when it comes to euro bonds in Nigeria, sometimes the government try their possible best to, to raise money in dollars, right? And one of the ways the Nigerian government used to raise money in dollars is by offering to raise FGM bonds, but not in naira equivalent, in USD, right? They try to raise it via USD. Now, why do they try to raise that via USD? They try to raise that via USD because sometimes um, the best way to grow your reserve is by having dollars. So we have been hearing lately that the Nigerian reserve has been growing. Our reserve have been hitting all-time higher in the last 4 years and all that. Have you asked yourself this question? How is the Nigerian government actually, being able to grow our FX reserve aside from our oil revenue, which is not even that much? It's through raising things like Eurobond, right? Now, Eurobond, just like FGM bond, is 99.9% safe. And the interest rate being offered is so wonderful that many foreign investors leave their own countries. They also offer opportunities like Eurobond to come to Nigeria to invest. For example, now let's say you're in the US, right? And the US is offering their bonds at 2%. And you hear that the Nigerian government is offering dollar-backed bonds at 7%. Definitely, as a foreign institutional investors, one of your calculations would be, okay, if I factor in exchange rates and the interest rates the Nigerian government is looking to give me if I invest in their bond, and compared to the US, which market offers me the best opportunity, right? And when they do their calculations and factor in inflation and devaluation and other beautiful stuff, and they figure out that the Nigerian market offers the best interest rates, even though there is some level of risk, most of them now start coming to Nigeria, right? And that is why you hear about is it they call them PFI? I think it's I've forgotten the name they give these investors, that FPI, foreign portfolio investors, they call them FPI. They come in and then they flee, right? The best kind of investment in the country is not usually FPI, it's for FDI. FDI still stands for foreign direct investment, and FDI tends to last more than FPI because FPI just come in to invest in bonds, or they come in to invest in bonds or any asset class that offers um, quick returns or high interest rates. They come in, once the interest rate drop, they flee and go back to their country. But FDI, they come to stay. They invest in opportunities that sometimes it take long for the ROI to start coming, right? So still talking on Eurobond, some people that actually invest in Eurobond in Nigeria are the diasporans because they're the ones that have the dollars. So one of the ways the Nigerian government used to lure them is through Eurobonds. Now, Eurobonds is safe because it's backed by the government. It's backed by the trust in the government, because you know that, okay, the government is the government. They control everything. And there are high chances that if I give the government my money, they are going to pay. So when Eurobond opportunity come, you see that most brokers in Nigeria, most institutions in Nigeria start pushing it, and then those in the diaspora or some institutions outside the country tend to want to buy into it. And now when it comes to the interest rate again, the interest rate is also paid similar to that of FGN, but this time around it's not in NGN, it's not in Naira. I hope that makes sense. So let's go over to the next question. Um, so let's go over to the next question that was shared. So confirm if you can see my screen again. Okay. So this person says, good day. I don't usually comment online. First of all, can you guys see my screen? Let me know if you can see my screen while I go through these questions. I need to confirm if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen, guys? Let me know in the comment section if you can see my screen, so I'm sure that I'm not talking to myself. Um, so back to the question. Good day. I don't usually comment online, but I believe when someone does something good, they deserve their flowers. The first shares I bought were Aradale and Ella Lakes after watching your videos, and I made money from both. Even though I sold earlier than planned, I truly appreciate it. So to whoever that made this post, thank you so much, and it's a pleasure. So the next question is, good afternoon, bro Micah. Thanks a lot for the opportunity. God bless you, sir. Amen. Please, can you recommend to us one stock each from thriving sectors in Nigeria, not financial advice? So my answer to this question is, you want to be on the lookout for my next video. That video is, if I want to turn the notification bell right now on the channel, so once that video drops, you're one of the first people to watch that video and take action. But like you see, he even said in this question, not financial advice. It's very, very important that you know that this is not financial advice, because it could still go wrong, right? But the stocks I call are based off research, and it's not something I just call off my head. So that's my response to this question. So the next question is, please, how many stocks should we own or invest in? I mean, what number do you feel is moderate? Now, when it comes to the number of stocks to own or invest in, it all boils down to the capital you're deploying into the market. If you're deploying 100,000 naira into the market, there's no way you're deploying 100,000 into the market and you're looking to own 10 different stocks. It doesn't make sense, guys. Yeah, let's imagine you own 10 different stocks and each stock does 10%. 10% of 100,000 naira is just 1,000 naira profit. But imagine you put all the 100,000 naira in one stock and it does 10%. 10% of 100,000 naira is 10,000 naira. So if you're using small capital, I'd rather do one or two stocks. And then if you're doing larger capital, you can now start dividing your portfolio. Okay, this is long term, this is for dividend income, and then this is for quick money. I don't know if that makes sense. So when it comes to choosing how many number of stocks should be in your portfolio, it all boils down to the capital you're using to deploy into the market. The smaller the capital, the lesser the number of stocks you want to hold. The larger the capital, the larger the number of stocks you want to hold in your portfolio. But usually, I would say the max number should be 20 if your capital is above, let me say, 20 million naira. Or you can still do 30, but anything more than 30, you're just all over the place if you're using huge amount of money. But in this 30, it's very, very important to break them down, to put them in their different categories. And I think that when it comes to your dividend income, it should not be more. Even if you're using 100 million naira, you're deploying 100 million naira to the market. When it comes to your dividend portfolio, which is stocks you're holding for the long term to build income, it should not be much, because this is income generating assets. You don't want to go be all over the place. And if you're not looking for some quick money, that's when you can decide to be all over the place to an extent. I don't know if that makes sense. So it all boils down to the capital you're deploying to the market. That's what determines the number of stocks you should have in your portfolio. The lesser the money, the lesser the number of stocks you should have in your portfolio. So let's go to the next question. Hi, bro, Michael. Good afternoon. Please, what should my NGM portfolio look like? I'm an 18-year-old. I feel having just 10 companies is okay. Please, what do you think? So, like I said, the lesser the number, your capital, the lesser the number of stocks you want to hold. And then since you are 18, my friend, I would suggest that what you want to do is, first of all, you need to. I believe that you have not really understood the game of investing, right? So I would say that your goal should not necessarily be only to make money. You should be trying to understand the fundamentals of finding good companies, so that even when you turn 20 years, if you dedicate the next 3 years of your life trying to understand how to find good companies, by the time you're 20 years of age, you see that you're able to make proper and better investment and not be asking these kind of questions. And aside from that advice, I would say that you should take more risk. Basically, I would advise you take more risk and learn from the risk you take. Right? Look for companies you believe have long-term potential. You want to hold those companies and don't sell them. And then look for companies that you want to use to learn how to, know when a company is going to go up in price based off the performance in their financial statements. So that's my advice for you. First of all, try to understand financial statements and try to understand how to take risk and how to find quality businesses, and then have one stock that you believe so much in that you're willing to hold it to when you're even 40 or 50 years of age. For me personally, I believe so much in VFD Group and I'm still young. So VFD Group is a no sell for me. I just hold the stock and say, okay, this one, I know that this guy is, I have met the CEO, I've interacted with him, I've done my research on the company. Unless the fundamentals change, basically, I can decide to exit. But this is a stock I'm holding to the moon. I don't know if that makes sense. There are some stocks that you want to hold, and like you believe so much in the business that you want to hold it. So, as since you're young, look for that kind of business. If it's one or two, just hold it and then use the remaining ones to learn the game of investing. So that's my advice. So let's head over to the next question. This I've answered this question. So good day, sir. Yeah, QTX is 100% a solid company. I think QTX is one of the stocks I called last year. And in the video that I'll drop, you see my review. People made money from QTX when I called QTX. Thankfully, the market was graceful enough. One of the things I noticed with QTX is every year, based on the historical data I saw, QTX tends to explode in price and come down. And that was what happened. I think last year they hit 6 naira. When I no, is it last year? We are seeing 2025. I think in 2024 they hit 6 naira and came down. When I called QTX in December, it was around, I think, around 2 naira. QTX went as high as 4 naira, and then it came down to currently it's at 3 naira. So there was some level of profit, right? So QTX fundamentally is a very solid business, and I believe that it's going to continue growing. And for me, it's a long-term business to go. But very, very important, you also want to look at the price earnings ratio to know whether current price of the business, whether is actually worth compared to their earnings for the 2024 financial year. So let's see. Top 4 local growth stocks for 2026. So look out for my next video, turn on the notification bell, and trust me, that video is going to be exceptional. What is the amount someone should have before starting to invest? This is a very good question. So when it comes to the amount you use to start, I would say, I mean, even with 10,000 naira, you can start investing, right? But I would say the amount is not the most important thing. What is the most important thing is the consistency in investing. Even if you have 100,000 naira, I would say you should start. No amount is too small to start. But the lesser the amount of money you're using to start, the more the idea or the goal should be understanding the game of investing and learning how to be consistent in investing. Because I think the major problems many Nigerians face is seeing a price drop and being scared. Nigerians don't like seeing their money drop. So and that's why anytime a Nigerian invests in stocks and the price comes down, they are scared. They start panicking. My gosh, should I sell this stock? But if the lesser the amount of money you have, the more you should be focused more on understanding the concept of investing and the consistency that comes with trying to invest in the market and being patient. So that's my answer to this particular question. So how does one really make money from shares? I got some last month, but I noticed some depreciation. At which point will I notice my money increasing? And this I think what I answered before is to people like this. There are two ways you make money from the market. One is through capital appreciation. You buy a stock when it's trading at 10 naira, it goes from 10 naira to 15 naira. You made 5 naira in profit, right? The second way is through dividends. When companies make money, they pay you part of their profit, and that's called dividends. So these are the two basic ways or major ways you make money from investing in the market. Any other way might be scam, right? I think I know that they have bonus issue. When they issue you more bonus, you now have more shares in the business, but you don't really make money until the price goes up or until they pay you dividends. So those are the two major ways you make money from the market. So I'm just going to be going quick. So let's see. Thank you for your educational info throughout 2025. I have some shares with a broker whom I cannot access via any app or a good website, except by sending an email or making a call. Do you advise them? I set them up to buy back with another broker, which is user friendly. I mean, even the broker I currently use, which is Northern which I plan to switch. I'm trying to. I think I just signed up with Atlas, and I'm checking them out and seeing how they are. Well, those are the brokers in Nigeria. Honestly, they are like this. And for you to start going through the whole bottleneck of moving from your current broker to another broker might be a problem for you. So I would say what you should do is to stick with these guys and then look for another broker and open an account with them, make small investment and just see your experience. If you like your experience, you can now start thinking of moving to that broker. Now, I will not say you should sell your shares. What I would say you should do is when you move to that new broker and you like your experience, you tell them that, see, I used to use this former broker. I want to move my stock from this broker to your home broker. They will be able to walk you through the whole process of switching your brokerage firm. So, guys, like I said, I'm going to bring some of you up here to ask your questions and we get to have conversations as well. Let me see. Let's see. I want to say thank you very much for all that you do. I said following you last month. I'm encouraged. Is how do I buy digital gold and where? So you buy digital gold by investing in their ETF. Okay, physical. You said is it okay? Digital gold, yeah. By investing in their ETF. For example, you can invest in the IAU gold ETF. I made a video on that. I think that was my second to last video on the channel. So I encourage you to watch that video and be able to invest in digital gold. If you watch that video, you understand that gold actually performed very, very well. If you had invested in gold and compared to money market fund, you see that you have made outrageous returns if you had invested in gold. What's the best strategy to invest in the stock market? The best strategy to invest in the stock market is doing your fundamental research, which has to do with looking for quality management, quality profit growth, quality revenue, quality balance sheet, and most of all, quality if they are innovating, right? If they are innovating, that's good signal. And then the next thing you want to now do is to Naira cost average. What does Naira cost average mean? Naira cost average means if you invest in a stock, you don't put your whole money into a stock. For example, you do your research, you find a good stock to invest in. Now, you have 1 million naira in capital to invest in that particular stock. The truth is that you can decide to put in all the whole 1 million naira, which is fine, right? But for you to get the best deal, what you can do is you can put it over the course of 3 investments in the sense that, okay, you put in 300,000 naira first into the company, right? Now, the truth is that your 300,000 naira, the stock will still go up, which is wonderful. If it goes up, I mean, you cut the losses or cut the fact that I didn't put in the remaining 600 and something thousand naira. I just put in 300K and it went up in price. I mean, you still made profits. Or it will still go down in price. Don't forget that as well. So, what if it goes down in price? So, you are putting your 300,000 naira. So, all you have to do is be patient. If it goes up, fine, you make money and you exit. Wonderful. But you can still wait. If it goes down in price again, you deploy your 300,000 naira, another 300,000 naira into that stock. Now you have averaged it out. It means that you're able to cut your loss when it goes up in price again. Now, if it still goes down further, you put in you put in the last price of 300,000 naira, and that's the best strategy when it comes to investing. One of the top investors I follow, he has worked in several investment banks and firms. This was a strategy he talked about, and I watched one of his videos, and it's actually a strategy I've started implementing, and I've seen wonderful results based on that strategy. I think one of the biggest fears for investors in Nigeria is losing money, and I've said it before. But the truth is that when it comes to the game of money, you lose money sometimes to make money. And that's just the truth. Sometimes you lose money to make money. Sometimes you have to make loss in business for you to make profit. Dangote is a master in this. Sometimes he cuts down price so that he can push up price. And that's just business strategy. Same thing when it comes to investing as well. So hello, Michael. My question is: do you do one-on-one tutorial on candle pattern, trend lines, what to observe in order to buy and sell, how to know the potentials? So this is a good question. I can't do research and other stuff. Is technical. I'm not a technical research specialist. My core strength. It's not like I don't have idea of technicals, but I'm not like so good at technicals. I just know the basics or the fundamentals. I won't say basic, the fundamentals of technicals, and then I leverage on my core skill, which is doing proper research, and I combine the both two find good opportunities in the market. Now, do I do one-on-ones? The current one-on-ones I do is clarity session, and then I have clients that I do for 1 year, where I work with someone for 1 year, and they already understand and know that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just there to help them and make them, make proper investment. But it's not like I'm telling you or being a financial advisor to you, right? But I have clients that I work with for the year, and it's high tickets. It's not small money, by the way. And I still do one-on-one clarity session where I go over your portfolio and help you have clarity on what's the best investment strategy that work for your own situation. So yeah. So so the question is, how reliable are the apps used for investing in Nigeria? Example: Bamboo, Cowrywise, ARM, and Rest. So this is a good question. This so far so good. These guys have not failed. They have most of them have licenses with the SEC, which is the number one license you need to operate a wealth management platform, a platform that actually invests, right? So most of them are licensed, but I'll say out of all of them here, Afri Invest and ARM are the most safest. But it does not also remove the fact that Strobe and Carrywise are safe as well. Do you think investing $150 every month? Yes, totally. This is not a bad idea. This is not a bad idea. This is a wonderful idea. So let me come back to the live session and see if there's any question there. So guys, I'm going to be dropping a link before I go back to answer some of those questions. I'm going to be dropping a link in the comment section. If you have anything you want to say, come up. I'll still go through some of the comments and answer some of your questions. So yeah, let me give me a moment. Let me drop a link that you can use to join the studio and we have a conversation. So guys, I just dropped the link in the comment section. If you want to join me up here, if you want to show your face, that'd be cool. If you don't want to show your face, you can decide not to show your face. So you can use this to join me live here. Join the studio. Let's have a wonderful conversation. This is the last day of the year. Don't be shy. come online, come on board, and let's have a wonderful conversation. Before I go back to answering some questions, if there's anything you want to counter me on, I'm open to criticism, feedbacks. All of us are here today. So you can use this link to come online, come here live, ask your questions. I'll bring you live here. You ask your questions. If there's any advice or input you want to make, come online. Yeah, make your input. This is the link in the comment section. I'm also going to post it in the Telegram channel in case you want to join from that. A second. I have to move this thing a little bit. Okay, Suleiman joined studio. Suleiman, I'm bringing you on right now. Hello, Suleiman.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, Suleiman. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. And you?
I'm doing amazing. How was the year?
Yeah, we thank God. And how are you doing? Thanks for all you have been doing.
It's amazing. Good to have you. Good to have you. It's
Yeah.
good good to have you, brother. So, do you have any questions? What do you have to say? How has your journey been so far? When did you start investing? I would love to know.
Oh, actually, I started investing since 2001. It's been a long while.
Wow, amazing. Really, how has the journey been? Which market? Is it Nigerian market? Which of the markets have you been
Yeah,
active?
yeah. Nigerian market, and it's been. I
Yeah,
started then. After a while, I take a pause when I relocated abroad. Now I'm back in the market fully again.
it's good to have you. Good to have you. So, what brought you back to the market? Like, what did you find interesting? I mean, so I need to participate and in this.
I think now is more of like the digital aspect of it because now I'm more in control of what I buy and all of that. In the past, when I say I started investing 2001. We used to go through all this, call your broker, email them,
Yeah,
and all of this, and the process is not very seamless. You understand? Some days
yeah,
you give buy order, they will not buy until 4 days after. It's just everywhere. But
yeah,
I think you actually made me come back fully this year because I was watching your video where you say we can now go through it ourselves using some of these apps and all of that. And
yeah,
I started with Norenberger, but I also switched to Mary Trade because I like
yeah,
being in control. Even the other broker I was using in Nigeria, they were like send email and all of that. So after I prefer the one where I can decide what I want to buy at what time, at what price. You understand?
Yeah, yeah. So,
And I
are you
can.
saying? I want to ask a question because I'm actually going to be making a video on top brokers to use, but I mean, I'm just one person. I've not used all the whole brokers. So, based on your feedback now, I could even decide to add Mary Trade. So, are you telling
Oh,
us or listening to you now, you have had a wonderful experience with Mary Trade?
for me, so far so good. Mary trade, excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. I can tell you that. I used to hear people in Nigeria will say it's slow, is all that. You know, it's also a function of your internet and all of that. Maybe this
Yeah.
part of the world that we are, internet is very fast and all of that. Never
Yeah.
had any issue. I also use investment one, and investment one also very good. Very
Investment
good.
one. This is my first time of hearing of investment one. I don't know.
Very, very good also. Though they are like at times they're like 10, 30 minutes behind when you place order, but Mary Trade is instant. When you place order now, instantly, as long as it meets your requirement, you get your contract notes. So
Amazing. 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 Thanks a
because
lot for that. Yeah.
I use my Mary Trade for my
Yeah.
long-term investment and for my short-term
Short
trading,
term.
and I
Yeah.
use investment one for my long-term investment. I just leave them there.
I mean, your experience is even showing because I know many people that use one broker for everything, and it makes you not be organized. But the fact that you have even decided to divide your own and say, okay, this particular broker is for long term, this one is for short term. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, I've been in the market, like I said, 20 something years. You know,
Yeah,
Mike, I
yeah.
can tell you, I make good money from stock. I will not lie you. My first home I built in Nigeria, I didn't
Yeah.
use I built it out of stock, not my physical
Wow.
cash. Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
is stock is
That's
very rewarding. In those days, I bought eternal oil for like maybe 50, 40 kobo, and I
wow.
sold in around maybe 18 naira. it,
Wow.
it took me
Wow.
like 5 years, but you know, like we said, patience is the game. You understand?
Yeah, I feel you.
I
Yeah.
make a lot of millions in that stock. So,
Wow.
so is
Yeah,
it,
really.
you have to be patient, like you used to say, and then you have to set your goal. Are you going short term? Are you going long term? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to play both, it's okay, but you need to know the reason why you are going into market. And I think the other thing is people need to understand stock market is not a get rich quick syndrome. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, you
Yeah.
can be lucky you buy one stock and it will do 200% and all that, but you have to have at the back of your mind that most times, yeah, even 30% is a good return in stock in a year. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Totally agree.
it's the compounding effect that you need to be looking at. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Uh-huh.
agree with you.
Yeah,
I totally
most times
agree.
we are lucky we'll get one stock that will give us 100% blast, 200% blast. But for me, if you come into stock market and you are able to make 30, 35%
Yeah.
annually and you are compounding it, you are on
Yeah.
your way to financial
Yeah.
freedom.
100%. Because even 25%, when I did my calculations, 25% save, I mean, it's also crazy returns because there are some funds, big funds that don't even go up 25% and they have big money. So when you as a retail investor does that, I don't think you should even be angry because I think one of the things that make most retail investors angry is because you're not using big capital like that. So you're like, 35% is small. I'm looking for 100x, and it doesn't work like that. So I totally agree with what you're saying. Totally agree with
Yeah,
what you're saying.
because people are looking for 100%. That's the biggest problem. You understand?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Totally
And
agree.
you have to
So
be
yeah,
patient. You understand? People just have to be patient. Investing is like a game you are playing. Yeah. The lo- the
yeah,
longer you stay, the better for you.
or the
Yeah.
happier you are.
yeah.
You understand?
I'm telling
So
you. Yeah. So thank you so much, Suleiman. Do you have any other thing to say? So I'm not person can talk. I think what is it?
yeah, for me that's all I would like to connect. And I would like to also employ
Yeah,
your listener and all of them that please be patient when you invest. You don't invest today and you expect a return tomorrow. Even if your portfolio bleed a little during this period, don't fret.
yeah,
You understand? Yeah.
yeah,
During that November crash, my portfolio was bleeding. Like I lost almost 4 million in one day, but I didn't
wow,
even
yeah.
blink. In like a week now, it's recovered fully, and I'm like another that 4 million is recovered, and I'm up again. So you
I feel
just people need to be patient and know how to
Yeah.
play the game of stock market.
Yeah.
They are even
Thank you.
lucky now. In those days, we used to write in paper, read newspaper, you understand?
I feel
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Now we
Yeah.
have everything online. You can check daily reports. You can so
Yeah.
many things that will help investor these days. So I
Yeah.
hope people take advantage of what you are sharing and all of that. And then, like I said, be patient. Don't panic. As long as you do your research, you bought a good company. Don't panic.
Exactly. Totally agree. So thank you
Yeah.
so much, Mr.
No
Suleiman. I
problem.
appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, good having
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers.
Nice.
So let me bring other people on stage. I think we are limited, so I have to remove and bring other people. So let me Glory, you can go ahead. Glory Wealth. Glory, do you have anything to say?
I have something to say.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
21. Oh. I'm still a
okay,
young guy, so I
yeah,
yes, I just heard about the stock market recently, and I just recently graduated. So
okay,
I used this time to just hop into the stock market and see what I can do in the long term for my future.
yeah,
So I started reading some books on stock market because I cannot just enter stock market empty-headed.
yeah,
So I read something like Rich Dad Poor Dad that gave
yeah,
me an insight on stock market a little bit.
yeah,
Then the apps I am using are Bamboo and Afro Investor 2.0. But I
yeah,
mainly use Afro Investor 2.0. I think they are very reliable.
yeah,
Yeah. So
okay,
my question is that normally I do
yeah,
check your channels. Not I watched almost all your videos. There
yeah,
is a video you made. I commented that you should make a note
yeah,
a video on equity mutual funds.
okay,
That you yes you said noted.
yeah,
So I want to know like what do I need to check if I need to invest for long term as I'm
okay,
still young. So
yeah.
I need to
So
know like the kind of
yeah.
stocks I can invest in now for long
Are
term
you
because
asking? Are you asking for stocks? Are you asking for what to look out for?
I'm asking for stocks.
I mean, if you are still young, you need to take like risk, right? So if I was in your shoes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
For me, if I was in your shoes, I would look at the likes of VFD Group and LR Leaks. These are, for example, LR Leaks is more riskier than VFD Group, but I would consider investing in LR Leaks because I mean
Okay,
there is high risk to rewards in LR
okay.
Leaks, right? But I also encourage you that you should not invest blindly, not because Mike has said it, to just go and put your money. I think what you should
Yeah,
also do, you should also go and research about LR Leaks. Look at most importantly, look at since it's long term, you want to look at the current CEO, right, and what he has, the
yes,
plans he has for LR Leaks, and know if it's something that you want to buy into, right? So I'll say
yes,
you want to consider LR Leaks, consider BFD. These are two solid companies that are run by young people as well. Young people, like not really old, but they are young old, something like that.
yeah,
That I know that I mean they are going to do exceptionally well, especially BFD Group, because the BFD Group CEO, or I'll say GMD, he has worked with Tony Elumelu before. So he has that will I say experience, learning experience from someone that has huge stake in the Nigerian market. So those are the
okay,
companies I'll say. But the most important thing, aside from which stocks to buy, I'll say you should understand how to read company financial statement and how to do research because that will help guide the kind of other investment to make in the market.
thank you.
Yeah,
I want to know whether because people do say invest in stocks that pay dividend, and other
yeah,
people say if you want to invest for long term, you should look at
yeah,
stocks that um, um, appreciate, that grow, instead of
yeah,
looking for stocks that pay dividend. But some
yeah,
people are saying it's better to diversify your portfolio, like both
yeah,
both
yeah,
dividend paying and so I
yeah.
don't know which one is
That's
better.
that's the best advice. The person that told you to diversify is giving you the solid advice
Yeah.
because when you're looking for capital appreciation, you want to also be building a basket that is paying you money. Sometimes even people even fund their capital appreciation stock from the ones that is paying them money, right? So I'd say you should do both of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to also Dangote is listing
So
his
one
refinery.
this is your last question because we have only 1 hour on this call, so I have to also bring on other people. So go ahead.
Okay. So I don't know. I just wanted to know whether you can give an insight concerning this Dangote listing of refinery.
Did you watch the video I made on the listing? Have you watched that video?
Which one?
So go to the channel and watch that video. You get the insights you need.
Okay.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Okay. Cheers. Yeah. So other people wants to come on stage. So I'll be adding other people on stage. You have Papi, you have Solomon. So okay, let me bring Solomon on stage now. Olusegun Johnson, you're next.
Good
No,
evening.
no, Solomon, chill. Just wait for a
Okay.
moment. Yeah.
Yes,
Olusegun
yes.
Johnson.
Good
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening. How you doing?
I'm fine. And happy New
Yeah.
Year in advance to you and
Um,
everyone.
Happy New Year, my brother.
So
You're not really
what-
clear. Your voice is not really hearing you. I don't think they can hear you.
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
Yeah.
I just have one of two things to say. I said first of all, I've learned a lot this I think I discovered your channel about 3 to 6 months ago, and then I've been able
Yeah.
to learn a lot. Currently, what I'm doing is equity trust funds, ETFs.
Yeah.
And then I think last week I started to invest in the stock market.
Yeah.
There's a stockbroker I'm currently using, although the experience hasn't been
Yeah.
it hasn't been a really good experience so
Yeah.
far. But like when you were speaking, and then the other man also spoke, I think Mr. Suleiman, he gave
Yeah, man.
2 or 3 recommendations, which
Yeah.
I'll be trying. This current one that I'm
Yeah.
working with
Yeah.
isn't yielding results. I've tried to buy stock for the past 2 days with them, and it's been one story to the other and all.
Which
And
broker?
during
Which
that
broker is
period,
that?
um, that's Codros,
Oh,
Codros
go ahead.
Capital.
I'm not surprised. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. And during that period, those stocks have been rising. The prices have been rising.
Yeah.
It has been rising. It has been rising. So
Yeah.
the funds is currently still with them. So I'll still wait. Maybe Friday, Monday. If I see that I'm not getting any result, I'll just tell them to transfer my money back, and then
Yeah.
I would go with one of those that you've recommended, or your
Is it Mr.
any of the
Suleiman?
years has recommended. And then
Uh,
for
yeah. Go ahead.
2026, I think I'll listen closely to you. And then I also joined your class on WhatsApp. I think I joined the WhatsApp group and the Excel
Is
sheet
it a
that
channel?
you,
Is it a WhatsApp
yes,
channel?
the channel. Yes, I joined the channel and I've been listening to the videos. And then
Yeah.
the Excel sheet, there was an Excel
Yeah.
sheet that you shared that you asked us to get for a token. I got that. I've been able
Okay.
to do a bit of analysis. And
Yeah.
although I'm a salary earner, I've made up my mind that okay, every month, so once I earn this particular amount, I'm going to take it and I'll keep adding it. I'm going to take it and keep adding it, because previously I used to do fixed deposits and money
Yeah.
market funds, and
Yeah.
the interest is even
It's
nothing
not.
to write
Yeah.
home. Yes,
Yeah.
it's nothing to write home about compared to the inflation on house rent and so many other um,
I
commodities
guess.
out there. So I'll say you are doing a very good job. At times, you might not know the reach or the impact that you are having. But even for me as a banker, I most times when I come home, I check on
Yeah.
YouTube to listen to your videos. I'll go
I appreciate.
on the WhatsApp channel, and
Yeah.
I'll see your recommendations. And also 2026, I want to work
Yeah.
a lot more with you, learn more, subscribe to more of your courses, and see compare that for the next 2 to 3 years and see how I'm able to grow my
It's
my
an honor.
finances exactly.
It's an honor. It's
So
an honor. It's an honor, Johnson. I appreciate the feedback. And honestly, I don't take it lightly. That's why I try my best to make sure every video I make that has to do with investing is well researched, so that because I know that many people listen to me, so I try my possible best to be careful. So it's a great pleasure and an honor to get your feedback. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
no problem. Thank you once again.
Cheers. Yeah. Okay. I have to remove Johnson from on stage and bring other people. So who's next? Mr. Sam.
Can I talk, Mr. Micah?
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah. You can talk.
You actually placed me on the hold.
Wow, man. Oh,
But no,
God.
Solomon, mute. Don't worry. Mr. Sam, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can you hear me very well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I just have a simple question, sir. Thank you for what you're doing. Myself, I discovered your channel
Yeah.
sometimes barely 6 months ago, and I joined the WhatsApp channel also. In fact, I was looking for your channel on Telegram today. Maybe you can give us the appropriate link. My question is, I learned that Zenith Bank did interim dividend this year. I have some few shares with Zenith, but I didn't receive any dividend, the interim dividend. I tried to search if the time I bought it, I'm qualified.
Yeah.
And I realized that I'm qualified. I was thinking, could it be because I splitted it because I bought some on Average Investor 2.0? I bought another one on Bamboo.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
like, what could have cost it? Yes,
You
thank
bought
you.
on Bamboo and Afri Invest.
Yes,
Did
but I
you
used
try
the same. I used
Yeah.
the same CSCS and CHN account number.
So what you do? Contact the registrar of what they call Zenith. I think it's Afri Prudential. Contact their support and then tell them that you did not receive your dividend. I think they will ask you for your CSCS and your CHN, and then they'll be able to
Of
check.
which I gave on both app. I dropped my CSCS and CHN on both app.
So
Like
what I'm
MTN
saying,
paid, I got that of MTN. I got that of which other one again? But
you
that
got
of
it
Zenith,
on
I
both
didn't.
apps, right? On both apps, right?
No, I did others on one app, but this
No.
particular one I did on both app. I guess I was thinking maybe that could have been responsible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could be, but what I would advise, like I said, is that's what they call a registrar. A registrar is the one that's in charge of managing shareholders for companies, right? So
Okay.
just go online and research the registrar for Zenith Bank. Once you find the
Okay.
registrar, which I believe is Afri Prudential, once you find that registrar, contact their support and tell them that, see you, I am a shareholder and I don't receive any dividend or when Zenith Bank paid that interim dividends. Then they will now walk you through the whole process of getting that your dividends.
Okay.
But
Thank you
I
very much.
also advise you to, since you're holding Zenith Bank, I would advise, and you're looking at dividend, I'll advise you to consolidate it, bring them together in one app and hold it rather than, I don't know if you understand. That's what I advise.
Okay. Well, how do I do that? Should I sell one side and buy on the other side?
It's just that Afri Invest they can be annoying. If not, I would
Naughty.
say you should contact. I would say you should contact their support and give them like this because the way they can move it for you. But from the looks of things, that is what might happen. You might have to sell because if you contact them, they might waste your time. So just contact them first, and then if there's no headway, I would say you should just sell one and use one.
Okay.
I'm just going to
Thank you
say
very
one.
much.
Bye, Pierre. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, cheers. So, Mr. Solomon, go ahead. I have to bring other people on stage. Mr. Solomon.
Yeah, Mr. Micah, thank you so much for the opportunity. In fact, it's
You're
a pleasure
welcome.
speaking with you in person.
You're
I
welcome.
actually have two questions. My investment journey started this year, around February. And the question will be a bit conflicting because you have made so many videos that I've gone through, especially the ones you talked on mutual funds and the rest. At the beginning, investment was a bit staggering and a bit conflicting to me because it was just the first time, moving into such kind of. So there were a lot of information on YouTube. But your this thing happened to help me streamline the things I needed. And I decided to play it a bit safe at the beginning because it's better to preserve your capital than chase returns that you will lose your funds.
Yeah.
And I put in a huge sum of money. There are about 2 to 3 million first in mutual funds, money market.
Yeah.
And as of now, it has grown to I've grown it to about 6 million with an interest of about 800K or 700 something K. Now,
Okay.
but the recent video that you made was a bit
Yeah.
conflicting to me, which stated
Okay.
that when you compared all forms of equities, mutual funds and the rest, and you said mutual fund was at the bottom of it in that it was being eaten up by inflation. And for
Money
someone
market
who has
fund.
this, money market fund, exactly, money market fund. Now, for
Yeah.
someone who wants to use this pathway for wealth growing, for instance, having
Yeah.
invested in it, and then someone is anticipating to committing like 250 to between 200 and 250 monthly for the next 20 years. And
Yeah.
I've also used this investment compounding calculator to make some analysis and say that about 20 to 30 years, and you're consistent with about a minimum of 300K. Are you
Yeah.
saying that inflation will actually beat the person and the person cannot grow wealth?
Okay. So that's a very
That's the first
yeah.
question. Now the
Okay.
second question.
Let me
Yeah.
take this first question, then we go to the second one.
Okay.
Okay. So for this question, very solid question. Like I said, money market fund is not for wealth building, it's for quick money. It's for money you need quickly. And that's why the interest rate is not the best. It's for, let me say you want to pay rent next year and you don't want to keep the money in your bank account, I mean earning lesser interest. Money market fund offers you the opportunity to earn a little bit of a higher interest than leaving it in your account, savings account, while you collect the money when you need the money, maybe to settle your rent. Now, if you're looking to build wealth, long-term wealth, that's where balanced mutual fund, equity mutual fund come in. Eurobonds only come in because our country is a country where sometimes we cannot really predict what can happen. You understand? So just to protect yourself from the naira devaluation, you can a little bit of that money put it into Eurobond. Now, focusing on balanced mutual funds and equity mutual fund. Now, these two funds exist because of the kind of risk taker you are. If you're the kind of person that you don't like seeing your money go down, balanced mutual funds goes down, don't get me wrong, but there is more balance in the sense that they don't put 100 of your capital into risky assets. They also put money into FGM bonds, opportunities that are safer, that help protect when equities go down. You understand? So, and that's why balanced mutual funds, their interest rate sometimes is not up to the kind of interest rates you get when you invest in equity mutual funds. And that's why if you do the maths over the long run, equity mutual funds tends to do well on the long run. So if you're someone looking to build wealth over the next 20 years, historically, based on the data I've seen, equities tend to perform well because within the last 5 years, you understand that during the course of the last 5 years, the Nigerian economy has been through a lot. We have seen our naira go from 350 to 1,000 and something naira per dollar. You have seen our economy go from a low interest rates to over 30% interest rates. Sorry, inflation rate, don't get sorry, that was a mistake, right? So
Yeah.
to be able to protect yourself from this kind of situation, since you're trying to build long-term wealth, the best opportunity for you is to consider equities or balanced mutual funds. You can leave equities if you don't like seeing your stock value, if you don't like seeing your money go down, and do balanced mutual fund. But just know that based on data I've seen in the past, equities have helped to beat inflation. Now, if you watch that video, you understand that money market fund, your money grew. It's not like your money did not grow. But if you watch the video, you see that your money, when you now compare to inflation, you understand that you actually lost money. You did not make money. But if you come over to equity mutual fund, you now understand that, see, oh, my money actually grew. I beat inflation. But you need to be willing to deal with the fact that your money can actually go down. And the truth again is that not every year is a good day in the market. So, for example, now 2025 was a wonderful year. You can decide to do equity mutual fund this year now, and you put in 1 million naira. Buy your 1 million naira next year by December, the next year, with 500,000 naira. Does it mean that it did not do well? No, it's not like it did not do well. It's just that since you are scared and money has gone down, you can't exit. But if you go back to remembering your goal of investing in equity mutual fund, you understand that this is long term. I'm thinking 10 years, 5 years. So let me come back in the next 5 years and see how this money performs. So your goal should be either you do equities if you're looking to build wealth and you're willing to take the risk. And that's why that averaging and naira cost averaging now comes in, so that it can go down in price. So when it now goes down in price, since I'm still buying it when it's going down in price, I'm able to even still make higher money when it appreciates in price. And because of these guys are professionals, the guys managing these funds, they are professionals. They are able to still perform well on the long run, just you being patient with them. So the most important thing is you being patient. So if you're the kind of person you don't have the time to start researching stocks, equity mutual funds play the best bet because these are professionals. They have all the data, they have everything it takes. Just be patient with them. Now, like I said, it does not mean the value will not go down. It will go down in some years, but historically, over the long run, they tend to beat inflation. And that's the goal. The goal of an investor is to try their possible best to beat inflation. Then later, currency devaluation can come in. But as a Nigerian, I mean, we do a lot of importation, but our main goal as investors in Nigeria is to beat inflation. So that's
Okay.
it.
Thank you so much. Well, after listening to that video, while initially I was going with 300 per the money market fund, I've started to split it into 50 to 50. But by the end of next year, I will take an average and see which one also performed again better. Now, the second question is now left for individual stocks. I started with Afri Investor for Nigerian market, Nigerian equities, and Optimus for the US equities. Then say both of them are at par based on how much I've invested. At least both of them have about 2 million above each. But the US has actually given me about 18%, and my Nigerian one has been staggering between, probably because of the companies I went for, between 7 to 8%. But then when it comes to compounding, which is where my question is heading to, and let's say this year, that of the US equities has given me, Nigeria equities have given me about 9% on the average. How do I reclaim? Do I go to sell some of those shares to collect the money, or leave those shares there? Because nothing stops some of those shares from falling next year.
This question is not yet clear to me. I'm trying to. Can you?
No, okay. We are trying to compound wealth, grow wealth, right? And this year, from March that I started Nigerian equities with my Afri Investor, I've gotten about 9.9 something percent on the average too, because I invest every month. On the average, I've invested about 1.9 something million, and I have about 2 something million. Now, how moving into next year, that money is still there. Okay,
in different stocks. In different stocks.
In different stocks, yes, in different stocks. Now, how do there is nothing that says that the stock market cannot fall from between January and March next year and then crash down. So how does this help? Is there any way when I hear people talk about capital appreciation, yes, capital can also depreciate.
Yes.
However, if I don't reinvest some of the dividends I got last year, I had to reinvest it. How do I make sure that if capitals fall next year and then my this thing falls below my 9%, goes to 3%, 2%, I've started on a loss. So how do I gain? Is there any how that I can make sure? Do I have to, at every point I make a gain or something, I sell and keep it? That's my conclusion with it. I quite understand the other point is about the what's it called, money market fund, that my money cannot go below. I keep saying my money appreciates, and then but in this individual equities, today it can go 2%, the next day it can go 5%. So how do people make money? When you talk about capital appreciation, capital can also depreciate. So how do people now compound money and compound wealth with equity stocks?
Okay, that was another good question. So I mean, the truth is that you said this question also comes from the fact that when you are buying the stocks, did you have a goal in mind? Because here's the thing: if you had a goal in mind for buying a particular stock, you understand, then if it appreciates in price, you will know when to sell and when not to sell. For example, now let me say I want to invest in that placement, right? And my goal is to make 10%, right? And then and I'm not looking to hold for the long run. I just want to make 10% of my money and exit. And then I need to also be asking myself, since I'm not looking to hold this stock for the long run, now how much am I willing to lose if it starts going down in price? So let me say I put in 10 million naira in Dangote placement and I'm looking for 10%. 10% of 10 million is 1 million naira. And it goes down by 5%. Now remember that I'm looking for 10 million naira. Now, in my quest of looking for 10 million naira, I've lost 5 million. I've lost 500,000 naira. 500,000 naira is half of that my 10%, half of my 1 million naira. So the question I'll now be asking myself in that situation now is, I've lost 500K. It's like it's time for me to exit because the risk to reward is no longer there. Especially if I look at the fundamentals of Dangote and the fundamentals are no longer there, I can exit. But if I am willing to say, okay, even if this stock goes down to, even if my money, my 10 million naira goes down to 8 million naira, I'm willing to still hold and wait for that 10% until it comes because this is stock. There are high chances that if the business does well, to still go up again. Then, when I answer that particular question, I cannot decide to say, okay, I want to keep on holding this stock or I want to now sell this stock. So it all boils down to that initial phase of trying to invest in the stock. The questions you ask yourself, how many percentage growth am I looking for in this stock? And how many percentage am I willing to sell when the stock price comes down? So if you can answer these two questions, then the question you ask now will be answered. So for example, in your own portfolio now, those individual stocks that you are holding, you need to go back to the drawing board and ask yourself, all these stocks I'm holding now, how much percentage gain am I looking at for them, for each of the individual stocks? Now, how much am I willing to take as a loss when the loss comes? You understand? So when you ask yourself these questions personally and then you answer these questions, when the price start going down, you will now start knowing, okay, it's time for me to exit. I'll start knowing whether when the price start going up, it's time for me to take my profit. Because the biggest mistake many investors make is that we invest in a stock, it does 20%. We don't exit. We don't really set a target. We don't exit. Now, when it now does 30% and we exit, it now does 50%, we start regretting, oh, why did I sell now? I would have held on more. But the truth is that 50% it does, it could have still gone down. So it's all about setting your target. Am I holding this for the long run? Am I holding for the short run? If I'm holding for the short run, what's the percentage growth rate I'm looking for? If you have done 30% in your Nigerian stocks, you have literally beat inflation. You have made money. What is stopping you from exiting your position? So when it now comes to exiting your position, if a stock does 50%, for example, and your target was 30%, you can decide to take 90% of your money and leave 10%. If it goes up, fine. Let it just ride. But if it goes down, I do not lose any money because I still have other percentage that I took as profit. So it's all about answering the question of how many percent am I willing to hold or take as my profit, and how many percent am I willing to take as my loss when you are investing.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Now, if I may get you wrong, I think if I may get you right, this is more like when I bought some of these stocks, take for instance Zenith, UBA, and I keep buying every month. I'm thinking I need to hold these stocks for like 30 years. I'm not thinking I need to look at the profit he's making at the moment. Look at it. So are you saying each time he makes some form of gain, I should just take the benefit, let her move into it again? If I'm looking at pushing this thing, like having a stock like Zenith, if somebody like I may have aspiration of having close to 1 million stocks in Zenith, having one like close to hundreds of thousands of stocks, and just keep on buying these things gradually. So is there a time when I look at, oh, it has made 50%, I need to pull out, I need to, so that when it goes lower again, I need to buy in?
No. So you have answered the question. You said you're looking to hold for 30 years, right? So
yes.
If you're looking to hold for 30 years, why are you not scared of the price going down? When the price goes down, what you should do is, if you have extra funds, this is not to buy more. Since it's a long-term stock, this is not a stock you're looking to sell anytime soon. So what it means is that when the price comes down and you have extra funds, you are getting that a bargain. So you buy more of the stock, because Zenith Bank, in fact, it's all about, you have to just do your research and answer that question: how long am I willing to hold? Right? If you answer the question of how long am I willing to hold, the next question is how many percentage. So for example, you invest in Zenith Bank, you say Zenith Bank, and you're saying 30 years, 35 years. Now, if you're holding a stock for 30, 35 years, there are high chances that it's not just capital appreciation alone you're looking for, you're also looking for income, right?
Yes.
So since you're looking for income, then you should not be concerned about the price going down, because when the price goes down, it means you can get more of the stock. You can get it at a cheaper price, and then you're not averaging it out. So if you had bought Zenith Bank at, let me say, 10 naira per share, and it went down to 5 naira, and you bought more of that stock at 5 naira. If you do your own calculation, you see the average price you bought is no longer the 10 naira per share you bought it. Maybe it has come down to maybe 6 naira or 7 naira, because you now bought it when it went down in price. So it's all about answering the question of, am I holding for the long term? Am I holding for the short term? Now, if I'm holding for the short term, how many percentage am I willing to take as my profit? And how many percentage am I willing to exit when it comes down in price? Now, if I'm holding for the long term, it means that there are high chances I'm looking for capital appreciation or income. If I'm looking for income, then even if the price comes down, I'm still holding. If I'm looking for capital appreciation, then it means that I also need to still set a target. Now, if that my target comes early, I will exit. But if it comes late, no problem. So if you're holding for the long run and your target is, let me say, 100%, if it's doubles, if the price doubles, and that doubling of price comes as fast as possible, there's nothing that stops you from exiting. There's nothing that stops you from exiting with half of your money and leaving the remaining half to still ride if it still goes up high in price. So it's all about that, answering that question before you invest in a stock.
Thank you so much. I appreciate, sir.
You're welcome. You're most welcome. So let me bring another person on board. You're welcome, Solomon. Let me bring another person on board. So we have Hamdwe. Hamdwe, you're next. So I'm going to be kicking people out from the studio just that other people can join.
All right. Megan or Michigan.
Micah.
Sorry if I'm not able to mention the name.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Go ahead. Do you have any question, Handway?
Yes, I just want to send a word of inspiration because I've been watching you over the past. Actually, I'm not from.
Sorry, give me a second. Sorry, give me a second. So,
no
Papi, thank you so much, Papi. There are people that are trying to join, but cannot join because of the number of people that are here. So, if you can be patient, I'll still bring you on stage, Papi, and some other people that are trying to join. Don't worry, I've not forgotten. I'm going to bring you guys. Hamdo, you can go ahead.
Okay, so like I was saying, I'm not from Nigeria though. I'm from Ghana, but I really find inspiration in whatever that you are doing. I must say you should keep it up because watching you from cross borders is actually telling that you are doing great job over there. Yes, and I'm not in any way going to ask a question because myself, I know a lot about stock investing because actually I'm into finance. I did my bachelor's degree in commerce, specialized in accounting, and also MBA in finance. But watching you through the processes, I've realized that the fundamentals we are very good at that. Just that you said the technicals you are not much, but I'll urge you that you should also learn that of the technical so that combining it, you'll be able to inspire a lot of people. Yeah, so that is just a word of inspiration I have.
Thank you. Salute to you, brother. I appreciate that. Before you go out, I would love to also say thank you so much for watching and coming on to give feedback, because one of the things I try to do is to take feedback and try to learn. So I really appreciate you, my brother from Ghana, for coming up here to give out a word of inspiration. If there's any tip you also want to give out to our Nigerians, it's not the love price tip. I mean, finance.
Everything they are discussing, I think everything is solid. Particularly the one who just dropped, he asked some solid questions, and I think it's a basis for everybody to understand finances. Because coming in finance, if you're a beginner and actually you don't develop your fundamentals and you go into it, you may end up slacking and losing some money and at the end of the day. And that is not the financial goal when it comes to investing. Yes, and to whoever is watching today, I just want you to know that when it comes to creating wealth, there are three things that you have to specialize in. The first one is the law of value. If you are watching, you need to learn how to produce value, either by producing a product or by producing a service or offering a service. That is the way in which people can pay you or money can pass through your hands. And the second way is that of the law of sales. You need to learn how to sell. If you have a product and you don't know how to sell, that is marketing yourself, branding yourself. At the end of the day, you may have a product, but money may not pass through your hands. And the last one, which is the most important one, and the reason why we are here, is the law of investing. At the end of the day, whatever money that you get, please try as much as possible to use the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your money can go into that of your basic needs or your basic necessities, and 30% should go into that of things that makes you human, either buying courses, gifting somebody's money. It's all part of life. And the last 20% of your income should go into that of investing. So you can diversify the money into either the equity or investing in that of the money market, like Michigan is always talking about. So thank you very much, Michigan, for the opportunity, and I really appreciate this.
Thank you so much, Hamdi. I appreciate you coming on to give one or two words of inspiration and advice.
I also like to connect with you after this, so I don't know how I
Okay.
will be able to.
I usually drop my number. I'll drop it. I mean, I drop my number. I mean, I don't mind also connecting with more people. So I'll just put my number on the screen. So where it's one, right from okay, so this is my WhatsApp. I'll put it on the screen.
All right.
Can you see the WhatsApp? I just dropped the WhatsApp.
Yes, please.
That's my WhatsApp. Just send me hi. Tell me you're my brother from Ghana. I would love to see your contact as well.
All
So
right.
thank you so much. So
Welcome.
yeah, cheers.
Please, you may
Cheers.
drop it.
And happy New Year in advice. Yeah, I can drop
Oh,
you now.
happy
Thanks.
many returns.
Yeah. Let's see. Pascal out. I think that was a mistake. I think Pascal was next. I don't know if I kicked him out. Wow, that was a mistake. I don't know if I kicked Pascal out. Wow. Pascal, I don't know. It's like I picked you out by mistake. You can join back. I think I kicked him out. So Glory Wealth.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hi,
yes, sir.
Glory.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Good
can
evening,
hear you.
sir.
How are you doing? Hi, good evening. How are
I'm
you
doing
doing?
very well, sir. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yeah, welcome.
I stumbled on your channel on YouTube. Let me say how many days ago, and prior to now, I've taken a keen interest into
Yeah.
stocks, shares, and all of that. And the major challenge was that
Sorry,
I
give me a
barely had
second.
it.
Give me a second. Pascal, I don't know if I kicked you out of the live. You can join back. I think I mistakenly kicked someone out of the live session. So you can join back to the stage. The screen is on the link is on the screen. That was a mistake. I don't know. That was a mistake. So go ahead, please.
Okay,
Go
so
on, go.
I took a lot of liking to listening to a lot of people talk about stock shares. I tried reading the books. The books are really voluminous and okay.
Yeah.
Let me just say I am actually more from the medical field. So my orientation prior to now, I literally just finished school. Yeah,
Yeah.
so when I started going over some of these books, I know, when you are hitting a new space altogether, terminologies on. So I had a lot of back and forth, but I had a very strong, keen interest into going to. But when I stumbled on your channel some few days ago, because I took it upon myself to hit it head on this December, because I said, come 2026, whether I like it or
Yeah.
yes, I'm going to go full force into stocks and shares. And let me be honest, your channel has been the most down to earth explanatory channel I have met that has broken down like questions that have been prepping and keeping you've been answering. And as much as I still have more, I just feel like let me exhaust the materials you have first. Then I can now reach out with questions in case some of them are not answered. I'm really glad I met the channel and I'm grateful that I just came to actually listen
Yeah.
one more time. I saw you had a live session going on, so I quickly just hit the link to join and listen. And I'm grateful that you are doing this. But there are a lot of us that have, like, I'm a full blown novice. I really don't know what should I prioritize, what shouldn't I prioritize, where should I start from. Like, when I get to hear the way everybody, all of you are talking, and okay, do this, and I'm like, okay, I will get to this point. Eventually, I'll get to
Yeah.
this point. So I'm grateful for the level of courage you're taking to do this for a lot of us, because we are all looking for financial freedom one way or the other, and this is, believe you me, this is a breakthrough for a lot of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much
much,
for this,
Glory.
and please,
Yeah.
if it's possible, I
Yeah.
heard you mentioned you have a community on WhatsApp or Telegram, or please, if there's a way I can join, I would really love to. So I will need a lot of guidance around so many things. So if there's a link or something I can, or just put me
Yeah.
on so that I
I
know
mean,
exactly what to.
you can join my Telegram. I'm not really that active there, but I mean, I have a lot of things I'm thinking about executing next year when it comes to community.
Okay.
But one thing you can do is you can join the WhatsApp channel. I actually have another community, but for people that, because I have like a course and all that, so I have people that are in the community based off the cost purchase. So my plan for that particular community is because I'm also building like a tool for investing. So the goal is to basically start a challenge sometime next year, an investing challenge sometime next year. And I just want to work with people that are accountable. The announcement will be made sometime next year, but it's going to be when I'm launching the tool, because it's going to be users of the tool that are going to I'm going to want to work with, right? So you can join the WhatsApp channel, but if you want to join the course community, that one is actually paid, but you can join the WhatsApp channel for updates. And definitely, I'm not just going to carry people that are in the course community along. I'm going to carry everybody along. But the truth is that, I mean, if you pay me money, it means that you value my knowledge to an extent. So I appreciate that. I appreciate someone that is going to give me their money. So I'm also going to prioritize people that have purchased my course or people that have paid me money from one or the other. But at the end of the day, I'm going to try my best to carry everybody along. So that's just
I guess so.
yeah. Thank you so much.
There's a link to the channel somewhere here, or
Let me drop a link to the WhatsApp channel just in case. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me. Just text me on WhatsApp. I dropped my WhatsApp contact. You can text me on WhatsApp.
Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah. So you can ask your question, and then just send me hi. Tell me Glory Wealth. Just send Glory Wealth. Hi, Glory Wealth. So I can know it's you. I'm responding.
All right, I'll do that right away.
Cheers, man. Later.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I have to kick Glory out of the studio so other people can join. Papi, you are up next. I think Pascal was supposed to go, so let me give Pascal the opportunity, and then Papi, you can come. Yeah. Hi, Pascal.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you doing?
I'm fine, I'm very fine. First of all, thank you for everything you're doing. I am from your community over there and I've been following your channel, and it's quite how do I say, it's a miracle that I actually got to meet your channel earlier this year. I think it was earlier this year.
Oh,
so please.
I thought so. This is there following me, but I know. I think I usually see your comment. I think you leave comments on the channel.
Yeah, I do leave comments. I'm very active. I'm very active on the channel.
I appreciate.
Okay. So please, my questions go like this. You know, we've passed a lot. We passed through a lot. Nigerians, I'm talking about investing in this, that, all those MMM times, and then the crowd was the last one that failed. Crowd or whatever. So please, I wanted to ask, what is the credibility of all this? How credible are all these platforms that we're investing in? Now I know there is a backup.
Yeah.
I know there's as far as CSCS. That's why we have those CSCS accounts. But is it really going to be that easy? For instance, and I want to play the devil's advocate now. Should in case we are investing, for instance, Bamboo, Afro Invest, Cowrie Wise, and then anything happens tomorrow, how do we go about it? Is there a credible and fast way? That's my first question. Should I continue?
Okay, let me answer this. No, let me answer this first question. So, I like the fact that you already know that there is CSCS existing. So let me explain the whole process. So now, you buy let me say you're using Bamboo or Cowrywise, any of these platforms. Basically, what you do is you open an account with these guys, right? Then the next step is to do your KYC. After your KYC, you fund your wallet. Once you fund your wallet, you buy a stock, right? Now, the place you should be more scared about is the money in your wallet and not the stock you buy. Because remember, Bamboo is just a platform for buying the stock. The shares you own is not in Bamboo, it's in that company. I don't know if you understand. Bamboo just enables you to invest in the company. They're not holding your money. The only money Bamboo holds or Trove or Cowrywise holds is the money in your wallet. So if there's any money that is just sitting around your wallet, that's what you should be more concerned about, and not the assets that you invest in. Because this asset, that CSCS, let me say Bamboo shuts down today now, you can still go and claim your shares with your CSCS number and your CHN number. There's a reason why those numbers exist. It does not exist for fancy. I don't know if you get. So your major concern should be not leaving money idle or using Bamboo or Cowrywise as your wallet, because they can actually get hacked. I mean, they're a digital platform, right? So anytime you're funding your Bamboo, your Cowrywise, any of these platforms, as you're funding it immediately, you're using the money to invest. You're not just leaving idle cash there. You understand? So that's just for that. But like you already know, some of them are licensed. But I mean, they have seen banks that are licensed go down. So like I said, the most important thing is as you're creating this guy's account, you're using the money to invest. You're not just leaving the money idle there. So that's one way to curtail any risk that might come in case.
Okay. Now, I learned one thing now. Not leaving much money on the wallet. Thank you for that. Okay. So I wanted to ask my second question is this daily trading is because we are looking forward to diversifying and all that. Is there any Nigerian platform that encourages daily trading and I don't know. Do you do
Okay.
stuff like that?
No, I don't do trading. I do more of investing because Nigerian market is not liquid for you to say you want to trade it. Right? If I,
I'm an
even if I
investor.
wanted to, yeah, yeah,
Don't get me
yeah.
wrong.
If I, eh?
I'm a long time investor, but depending on sometimes you might
I
just
get,
want to do.
yeah. Don't worry, I understand. Let me explain. Even me, I look for short-term opportunities, right? Now, so basically, what I was saying is the Nigerian market is not liquid. So even if you want to trade, it's not like let me say crypto that you can enter a trade today and exit today. The Nigerian trading is more of you invest, sorry, you buy a stock, you hold it for 3 months, and then you exit. Sometimes you don't even you exit it gradually because it's not liquid. I don't know if you get. So when it comes to trading in the Nigerian market, it's more of I think they call it it's not intraday trading. What they use for it's more of short term, 3 months time frame. That's what they call trading in Nigeria, where you can be able to see quality returns because it's not liquid. The market is not liquid. You get so that's an answer to that question.
Okay, okay. So I wanted to chip in this. Okay, rather still a question. Um, what's the way forward? I heard you mention something about you have plans for this community. I want to give an instance because, for instance, this lady, Financial Jennifer. I don't know if you know about her. She has her
Yeah,
own. She said she calls them
is it financial
Think Right.
Jennifer?
Financial Jennifer. Think right. She
Yeah, yeah,
calls them
yeah,
I'm like, how do I put it? I'm like
yeah,
jealous
yeah,
because I think you made it for just lady. So I'm
yeah,
so jealous. So there is this thing I think they are doing about coming together, put any business they see, real
yeah,
estate, even buying of land, oil business. They come together. She informs them, and everybody like trusts her enough. So they pull money together, and then they buy it immediately, millions of naira, and then they buy it together. When she sells, they split the money according to the percentage of each person. So I'm thinking, is there something like that? Do you have something like that in the pipeline? And if so,
okay.
please can
So
you
this is
start with
this is something now. Let me talk about it. This is a very good, like this is a very solid question, and I really appreciate the fact that you brought it up. So honestly, I've thought about this, but again, I mean, the most important thing in life, and one thing I believe, the most important thing is your reputation, right? And I'm trying to be very, very, very careful with anything that comes to handling people's money because the truth is that everybody here is happy about Micah. But if Micah does something wrong, I mean, some people might still forgive me. But the truth is that Nigerians, people will not be happy. I don't know if you understand. So when it comes to those kind of things, the truth is I have plans for that. But I want to be very, very careful when it comes to that. I want to plan it very well in such a way that um like people don't lose their money and my reputation doesn't get stained because I mean I'm not looking to build something that comes and goes. Like my goal is long term. Like I'm thinking to build something that lasts for years, right? So I mean I have plans for that, honestly speaking, but I want to take it a step at a time. And definitely by the grace of God, maybe something like that might come up. But I don't think we are going to just start with that. First of all, we have to start with maybe education first because many Nigerians want to make quick money. But when you're investing in businesses, sometimes Nigerians need to understand that building a business takes time. Getting your returns from investment takes time. Some people don't really understand. Some people just want if they put their money today, they make their money, and they might go about tarnishing your image. Why they don't even understand that okay, the thing that this guy invested in, like it requires some process. And again, the Nigerian economy is not an economy where you just do anyhow kind of investment. I know someone that started something that has to do with farm, and the guy is a very genuine guy, right? But he usually collects money from people to like do farm business. But I think this Fulani stuff now. I think they attacked his farm and the guy lost millions of money for investors. And people don't really understand sometimes. They just think that the guy had because I mean, go to his farm was destroyed by this guy. So I mean, at the end of the day, I want to be very, very careful. Even if you are going to do any kind of investment, it's going to be we are going to start with something safe first, and then with time we will start scaling it up as we make some returns. But I mean, the plans for the community for the meantime, I think is something that has to do with um, holding people accountable to at least investing in the stock market or in an asset class. And then once you have built the community to an extent that all of us know ourselves to an extent as men or something or what's not, we can now start talking about, okay, let us bring money together, maybe buy real estate, or let us bring money together and buy this and that. But aside from that, I'm building a tool like most of you already know, Affirmatrix, and it's a data tool we are building. You understand? And I believe that even if I want to launch a community that has to do with coming together with people to make investments. I believe that that data is power. Like with data, you can make informed decisions. So once we build that tool and we have gotten enough insight that we need, and we start the community, leveraging on the business or the data business that we are building, we can now say, okay, present an opportunity to the community and see this is what we are seeing, this is what we are seeing. Maybe there's an opportunity here. If there's anybody that's an expert as a lawyer or as what's not, the person can go and also do their research. And once the community concludes that okay, this is a good asset, can invest in it and other. So definitely there's plans for that. And I really think that we as men, especially as Nigerians, need to come together to start doing stuff. I mean, so I have plans and I really appreciate the fact that you're also thinking in that direction.
Bro, I'm very angry at that I cannot invest in that other place. And there's something I want to have in mind here while doing this. There
Yeah,
is a lot of I'm currently in Dubai. There's a lot
yeah,
of us outside of Nigeria, diasporans, who really want
yeah,
to do something with their phones back home, but
yeah,
we cannot. This issue of come back, set up business, and then leave it for your people. Even if not your
yeah,
wife, if that your wife doesn't have sense, it's not going
yeah,
to your
yeah,
money will just. So that's
yeah,
the issue we have. We have
yeah,
a lot of here. We don't know where to put the money, and we can't just
yeah,
leave it. And inflation is just biting down on it like that.
yeah,
That's just. We currently have some investment, both bamboo and everything. But I really want to put it in something that is I feel is tangible enough. It is to buy land, even if we don't
yeah,
cultivate or do. We put our funds together, buy land after some years, it appreciates, and
yeah,
then we sell, depending on
yeah.
the site. But
Yeah.
it is very.
For me, even this land of 18, I believe that even if we are to do it, if we buy land, I really believe that it's not, I don't really believe in leaving land idle. I believe in cultivating and getting, while you're waiting for the appreciation of the land, you can start planting and making some money. I know someone that runs a business that has to also do with land, but what he does with his land is he cultivates on the land, then he sells cassava, like making some returns for the meantime while you're waiting for the appreciation, right? So yeah, I feel I totally can connect to what you're saying 100%, and I hope that by the time that everything is planned out, once we come together, we can still look at it much more better and see how we can execute on it. But trust me, it's something that I've always been thinking about. But like I said, my reputation is very important to me, and I want to be very careful about the way it's executed.
And that is just the last thing, just last question. Can you
Yeah,
make videos on Nigeria stocks? Currently, I'm investing, but I mostly like I pay more attention on US stocks. I won't lie to you.
yeah,
The only Nigerian stock I have is MPN, but I'm looking at diversifying and just
yeah.
this year 2026. But I don't really know which particular ones to be on.
Stop. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm looking at long
Are
term.
you in my unconventional investor group?
Yes, I'm there. I'm the one who asked
Okay.
you who was
I
talking
know
about
now.
the
That's
pyramid.
exactly. So I know now. So see the point here. There's a video I make. My editor is working on it, and people in that group are going to watch it before it goes public because you purchase the course, and I have to like teach you specially, right? So definitely once I before I make the video go public, I'll give you guys will watch, and then you can take position as well. Yeah.
Okay, please. Likewise, this issue of the project, take it.
Yeah.
This and I will be looking forward to that. That's my
Thank you so
question,
much.
please. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, brother. I appreciate it. Cheers, man. Yeah. So I'll kicking you out from now, pass out so other people can join. Cheers. So Papi, you can go ahead. Have Pascal go in. Pascal, you have to mute. We have 8 p.m. is almost here, so we
Okay,
have to go
so
for. Go ahead. Can you be quick, Papi? Good evening.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
evening,
Papi.
everyone. Can you all hear me?
Good evening. Yeah, sure, we can hear you solid.
Can you hear me? Good evening.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so first and foremost, I'll be brief.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'll be brief because I know a lot of people have spoken for quite taking up your time.
yeah, just
So first and
yeah.
foremost, I'll be grateful. I want to express my sincere gratitude to you for all you do for
Yeah,
this channel.
thank
Um,
you.
I remember the call you made on sovereign insurance. I took position on that, and it's been good
Yeah,
so far. So thank you very
thank
much
you.
for that.
You're
Secondly, I'd
welcome.
like to wish everybody Happy New Year going into the new year. So my questions are
Okay.
as thus. First is first, there are Nigerian platforms that many of us used to buy stock, like the Cowrywise and there's another one, I can't remember the name, AfriVest and Trade. I actually use
Yeah,
both Cowrywise and Trade. Now,
yeah,
my worry, it's not worry, but it's just what do you advise? It's because about these Nigerian companies, do you think
yeah,
one should go international or do you think one should just do? Because my fear is that one Nigerian policy can just shut down all the international partners and then our Nigerian brothers we can manage ourselves. That's why somehow I don't want to just run into bamboo, run into everything. I said, let me do local first, study it for like 2 years before I diversify. But I don't know. I
yeah,
want to hear your thoughts on that. Then the second question is spread. You
yeah.
speak about the U.S. Equities as well as the Nigerian equities. What do you
Yeah.
advise? What portfolio should be heavier? Should it be 60-40, 50-50, 70-30? So those are the two main questions I have. So thank you very much.
I'm sorry, I was doing something while you are talking. I was trying to share the live with someone. So you're asking, the question you're asking is which should you do US, Nigeria? Like I'm trying to be clear with this question.
Okay, so the
Are you
first
here?
question is about the safety of your advice
So,
with respect to the safety of both Nigerian platforms versus the international platforms. That's the first question. What your thoughts are, like it's not financial advice, it's just what your thoughts are. Then the
yeah,
second question, like I said, what your thoughts are. It's not financial advice. What you would
yeah.
advise with respect to spread when it comes to investments. Do
Okay.
you advise we keep a 50% American portfolio, 50% Nigerian portfolio, 60-40? What do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, let me start with this second question. Nice one. So the second question, I would say we should do, usually I advise most of people have done calls with 60-40, 60 Nigeria, 40 America. You can still do 70-30, not bad. But the reason you're doing that is just to protect yourself against devaluation, right? And then the remaining should now go for Nigeria in case of growth because the Nigerian market offers a lot of opportunities for growth. So just do 60-40 or 70-30. 70 Nigeria, 30 US, 60 Nigeria, 40 US, depending on your situation. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you clearly. I think
Okay, yeah,
I somewhat agree with you because Nigeria
yeah,
it's easier, and I think it's something within your country. Then the second question,
yeah.
the platforms. What do you think?
The platform, the platform, the question you asked in regards to platform, is it which platform to use in Nigeria for stocks? Is that what you asked? Hello? You're
Hello, are you
breaking.
there?
Yeah, I'm
Hello.
here. Yeah, yeah. The question you asked is what platforms to use in regards to stocks.
No, not which. What do you think? What do you think about the different platforms that exist?
Okay, whether
I
they
know
are
you
they good or
recommended
not?
Bamboo, Trove.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking of safety profile actually. Not, I use
Okay.
Cowrywise a lot, and I mean a lot
But
because it's just I flip my phone, I buy,
yeah,
I move on. I do even in 10 seconds I'm done. As
yeah.
in, but Trade I'll have to transfer, do the whole back and forth. I use both,
I
but I
mean,
prefer Cowrywise because all I do is just either when I on my laptop I log in, I buy in 10 seconds, I move on.
I
It's
mean,
very fast.
what I get. So my response to that is all of them are solid. But what you need to understand, I don't know if you are there when I was answering the other person's question. It's all about like the money you have in your wallet and not the investment. If you invest in a stock, bamboo, what they just do is to help you to execute. So they don't, when if bamboo or quarry rice goes down today, you can still claim your shares back. But the money in your wallet is what you might have issues with, right? So I would say all of them are safe. If you prefer cowrie rice because of how seamless it is, solid. But if you prefer Ameritrade, fine. But I'll just advise that you should divide the platform. Okay, this particular platform will be for my long term. This one will be for my short term. Meditate, like someone like Mr. Suleiman said earlier in the call, is for his short term, and then another platform is for long term. So the one that is easier for you can be for your short term. The one that is difficult for you that can be for your long term. But one thing you need to understand again is that cowrie wise, bamboo, they charge more, but these brokers they charge less when it comes to fees, and fees can affect your profit. So those are some of the things you need to consider when you're making your investment. The fees, how much do they affect in terms of your profit?
Okay, so thank you very much. I think I didn't think about it in that line, so no problem. I'll compare fees and then
You're
work
welcome.
out something that works. So thank you very much. I'm really grateful. Please keep up the good work. Okay, please, it's
Yeah,
important.
cheers.
Hey, yeah.
Thanks a
Lastly,
lot.
why I think your
Sorry. We don't
audience.
have time. Sorry, next time. Okay, for my audience, go
Two
ahead if
seconds,
you
two
for the
seconds.
audience.
It's no, you don't go past two
Go ahead.
seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. I just think many of us that are on your platform are men. Please let's extend this knowledge to our ladies. Let's not see them as consumer people. Investment is not for only men. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for that, man. Cheers. Thank you. Baba, who someone is Pascal? Your Baba Sili. Baba Sili, go ahead, please. Baba Sili. Baba Sili. Baba Sili, are you there?
Hello,
Hello.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening.
Yeah, no, I just want to commend you for your work and
Yeah.
nothing really much to say. I've seen your WhatsApp number and I've sent you a message on WhatsApp, hoping to catch up one of these when you can get time to respond. Thank you very much for all
Okay.
you do. I've been listening in for the past 1.5 hours. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Cheers.
All right.
Yeah. Who's next? Pascal Golden. Pascal, your background was noisy, but I mean, let's see. Pascal. Pascal. Okay, Pascal is not there. Are you there?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good to have you on call.
Compliment of the season, sir.
I wish you the same, my brother. Good evening.
All right. I'm currently in Edo State. So
Okay.
my question tonight is when investing in stock for a long term. So which one is really preferable? Is it income stock or growth stock?
I would say before I answer the question, I'll say both of them are good. You just need to know what you want for yourself, right? So when you answer the question of what do I want for myself, then that will determine the kind of response I will give, right? So if you are looking to be able to retire and be making some money passively, then definitely you're looking for income stocks. But if you're looking to accelerate your money, to grow your money quickly and not necessarily earn income, I would say you should go for growth stocks. So it all boils down to what you're trying to optimize for.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. But I
Thank
don't
you.
know. I have another question, sir, but I don't know if it tallies with this question and answer session, sir.
So you can. So we have. Yeah.
Like for
So sorry. Can you hear me?
how do I increase my earning capacity? Because the money that is coming into my hand, so I'm not really satisfied with it. So I don't know how will I scale up.
I mean, the truth is that the fastest way to grow your earnings is to provide more value to whatever you're currently doing. If you're into real estate, is most likely to sell more. But for you to be able to sell more, it means you need to reach more people. You need to put in money in art and all that. So it all boils down to either you are investing back into yourself so you can be able to offer more value to the marketplace. That's the best way to, or the fastest way to grow your earnings. If you're looking to grow your earnings through investing, I think that is not the best strategy, right? So if you're running a business, it might be expanding, investing more into your business, and growing your earnings through that. If you're currently in a job and they're not paying you well, I mean, it might be to equip yourself with the necessary skills that will need to switch over to another job. So for me, I would say that it's more about investing in yourself so you can be able to provide more value to the marketplace.
Wow, thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm trying to round up as soon as possible. So, Zeno, are you there? Zeno, if you don't respond, I'll have to bring on somebody else.
Yeah, I'm here.
But I'm not happy that there's only guys that have been coming here. There's no lady that invests. I'm not happy. But go ahead, Zeno. I can tell you, I'm not happy. Good evening. How you doing?
Compliment.
Commitness, brother.
Women, ladies will come now. No worry.
No problem.
All of them take financial Jennifer.
I didn't tell you.
But bro, you're doing the most for you. No. Truth be told, you're doing the most.
I appreciate my bro. I appreciate.
I kind of joined late to the stock group and all that. I just want to come in. I have a lot of questions though, but I don't think asking you questions is actually the right thing to do. First is to actually give you that shout out that bro. These are you just open my eyes, say, bro, a lot is going on.
Thanks, brother.
So I just want to appreciate you that.
Thanks, my brother.
You're doing the most. You're doing the most. Yeah.
Thanks,
Don't worry, I will apply. I will make sure I apply for this thing. So when I join, they pay this thing ahead, then I can now ask questions.
Looking forward to that, my
I just want to give you that shout out.
I appreciate anybody that gives me their money. I appreciate it. It takes a lot for you to be willing to give someone your money. So cheers, man. I appreciate, brother. So I'll see you and answer your question.
For you, bro.
Okay. Cheers, man. Later.
Peace out, bro.
Yeah. Cheers. Starlet says, okay, I want to see ladies now. Pascal says, now we go make money, go give them. Now see. Pascal, are you seeing them in the comment section? We have ladies here. No, don't play. I can see Starlet NG Hub. I can see Olani K Lay. Nice one. If you're a lady, please leave a comment. It's not possible. We have amazing ladies in the house. If possible, come on stream and just say hello. That'll be wonderful. So we have Chinecherem. I think I omitted him. Chinecherem, how are you doing? Pascal, you're making money. I'm telling you, my brother. You're making money more than us. Chinecherem, are you there? Let me see if there are questions in the comment section. What we call it today. Pascal, do you have any questions? I joined from Lauren. Isaac, is amazing having you here in the channel. Obote, he has gone now, so I
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're shouting, my brother. I can hear you, my brother.
I must say a very thank you for everything that you have been doing for the platform. And I started investment earlier this year, so it was very difficult for me. I have to come to YouTube and make some requirements. So I started following you. So I must say some investments I have done through you, especially Dangote Cement, Dangote Refinery. They are doing well in the stock market.
Yeah. So
I'm the one that also bought your.
I know you. Don't worry. I know you. Don't worry.
So I give myself a time because all these things requires a time. I was investing in crypto. I was trading forex market, but the way I was seeing it, I was in I'm losing my money there. So I have to come to Nigerian stock market. So all these things that we are talking about, it require time. You cannot just make money immediately. You have to master it and know the kind of company that you want to invest for. So I must say a very thank you. I bring out time for myself to watch the course that I bought from you, and I must say very, very thank you, and you are doing amazing work. You are really
Thanks, my
helping
brother.
us a lot. Thank you.
Thanks, my brother. Thanks, my brother. Thanks, my brother. I appreciate it. And thank you for buying the course as well. And I mean, it takes a lot for you to give me your money, and I don't take it for granted. So thanks a lot for trusting me with your money. I appreciate that as well. And also listening to me. Thanks a lot, my bro. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys. Yeah. So guys, any other questions before we call it a day? I mean, some of us are church boys and girls, so they have to go to church. Any other questions? Starlet, I would really like to have you on let's have a lady here. Let's have a lady. So you can use the link in the comment section to join. Let's have this one lady come on board. Just say hello. Just ask your questions if you have any questions. I'll let you guys go have a wonderful rest of the evening. No problem, my brother Pascal. I look forward to coming together to do things. We are going to do big things 2026. Trust me. Mr. Zubi, maybe Mr. Zubi. Mr. Zubi, you're a guy. You're not a lady. It's a lady you need here, but I mean it's fine. Let's go ahead, Mr. Zubi.
Give me some time. Give me some time. I'll come back again.
Okay. Starlet, you can use the link on the screen to join. You can use the link on the screen to join. I even posted it. Link to my WhatsApp channel. I'm going to be dropping the link in a moment. Give me a second. Start up on the channel. Before I go, this is the link to the WhatsApp channel. So we don't have any in the comments. Starlet, I would have loved to have you here, but I mean, it's been a wonderful time, guys. First of all, before I call it, I would like to give a big shout out to everybody on this stream. You guys are amazing. Everybody have been supporting so far. You guys are amazing. Earlier this year, no, not earlier this year, sometime this year, I went for a pitching competition that required us because we are trying to build a software for investment research and be able to get insights and track your portfolio. And the community supported, many people voted, many people shared. I want to give a big shout out to everybody that watches the video that have been supporting so far. You guys are amazing. You guys are wonderful. And I look forward to us doing bigger things together, when it comes to investing. And I look forward to also impacting your life. And I know that 2026 will be much bigger year, much more wonderful year. So thanks a lot, guys. And cheers to a wonderful 2026. And there's no way I'll end this video without saying Indeo, because I'm an Igbo, but I have to say Indeo. So Indeo, guys, let's go do great things, guys. So have a wonderful evening. Happy New Year. You heard this from me here, guys. First, Happy New Year, guys, and have a wonderful rest of the evening. Bye for now.